You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 16th of January. Jaishankar in Iran says attacks on ships in vicinity of India grave concern. University teachers in POK demand long due salary hike, alleged discrimination. And Sri Lanka arrests 10 Indian fishermen, second incident this week. And offer all the details. Amid the Red Sea crisis, India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar on Tuesday termed the attacks on ships in the vicinity of India as a matter of grave concern to the international community. During his two-day visit to Iran, Jaishankar said that such threats have a direct bearing on India's energy and economic interest, as he underlined that this fraught situation will not benefit anyone. After wide-ranging talks with his Iranian counterpart, Jaishankar said that it is important that this issue be speedily addressed. India has been closely monitoring the unfolding situation in the Red Sea. The Indian Navy has already enhanced deployment of its frontline ships and surveillance aircraft for maritime security operations in view of the maritime environment in the critical sea lanes, including the North and Central Arabian Sea. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday dialed his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin and conveyed best wishes for Moscow's BRICS presidency in 2024 and assured of India's full support. The conversation was focused on boosting bilateral ties, and the two leaders agreed to develop a roadmap for future initiatives to further strengthen India-Russia special and privileged strategic partnership. The Kremlin, in a statement, said the talks also touched upon the situation in Ukraine. India has maintained its traditionally friendly ties with Russia since the outbreak of war in Ukraine, even as it has remained close to Western countries, including the US, while occasionally criticizing Moscow's military campaign. The party of Pakistan's former PM Nawaz Sharif, considered the frontrunner to win upcoming general elections, launched its campaign on Monday amid accusations that the military support is already giving him an edge over rivals. Sharif's daughter Maryam Nawaz, who is also considered his political heir, started the party's campaign in Punjab province. The campaign for the February 8 polls, delayed since November, looks set to fire up a lukewarm race so far amid an uncertain political environment after Sharif's main rival and jailed former Premier Imran Khan's party is facing what is considered a military-backed crackdown. Sharif, who returned from self-exile in London late last year, has pledged to build the economy as Pakistan battles high inflation and low foreign exchange reserves, despite averting a debt default last summer with an IMF bailout. Moving on, university teachers in Bagh in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir staged a demonstration recently and suspended operations, accusing the authorities of discrimination as they are not being given their long due salary hike. A report.
The academic staff of the Women's University in Bagh area of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir suspended their operations recently and staged a protest to demand their long-due salary hike. The protesters alleged discrimination and said despite giving a green signal for increment, authorities are now depriving them of a fair hike and allowances, while the same raise has already been given to their counterparts in Pakistan.
2021 में 25% इजाफा होता है। आप हमें साल 6 महीने के बाद जाकर देते हैं, पिछला अभी तक हमने वापस नहीं किया, हमें अभी तक वो बकाया नहीं दिया। 2022 के बजट में 15% इजाफा होता है। आपने 1.5 साल बाद जाकर वो इजाफा दिया और 1 साल का फिर रोक लिया, तो क्या ये आपकी इनएफिशिएंसी नहीं है? मुझे बताइए, क्या आपका जो काम था आप वो नहीं कर रहे? जब मैं आपको ये कह रहा हूं कि मुझे मेरा ये हक दिया जाए, तो मैं मिसकंडक्ट में कैसे आया?
This is not the first time people in POK have to often hit the streets to demand even their basic rights, which they say meet a bureaucratic blockade at the behest of the political leadership of Pakistan.
सबसे ज़्यादा दुख हमें हो रहा है कि हम क्लासेस छोड़ के यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं। तो जो लोग हमें ये कह रहे हैं कि यूनिवर्सिटी का या फिर रैंकिंग खराब हो रही है, माहौल खराब हो रहा है, तो उन लोगों को प्लीज़ ये बात सोचनी चाहिए कि इन मामलों को कैसे दुरुस्त किया जाए कि हमारे जो स्टूडेंट कल को यहाँ पे आए हुए हैं उन पर कैसा असर पड़ेगा कि हमने जिस तादाद में लोगों को अट्रैक्ट किया है।
Activists blame that promotion of education and empowering teachers in the occupied region could help the locals in POK understand their rights, but Islamabad views it as a threat to its unlawful annexation of the territory.
The Sri Lankan Navy has arrested 10 Indian fishermen and seized their trawler for allegedly poaching in its waters, 2 days after 12 other fishermen from India were apprehended on similar charges. The Navy in a statement on Monday said the apprehended fishermen will be handed over to the Meladi Fisheries Inspector for further action. India and Sri Lanka share an expansive oceanic border without any perceptible demarcation, and fishermen from both the countries frequently stray into each other's territory while netting their catch and end up spending years in jails. Last year, a total of 240 Indian fishermen were arrested by Sri Lankan Navy for alleged poaching. And the atmosphere was filled with festive fervor and dust hovered above the fields as the age-old bullfighting festival, locally called Goru Judhai, was organized in Nepal's Nuwakot district on Monday. The festival, marked on the first day of Magh, was first introduced in the 18th century by Prince of Bagh, Jai Prithvi Bahadur Singh, for entertainment purpose during his visit to his maternal uncle's house. Since then, the locals have continued the bullfighting tradition. They feed their bulls with various cereals, oils and vitamins to increase their stamina and tame them for the fight. A total of 17 bulls competed to secure the top position in the competition this time.
गोरु जुधाउने भइसकेपछि 4-5 महिना अगाडिबाट त्यसलाई अलि दाना पानी चाहिँ भनौं न चामल है मासुहरू है त्यस्तो अब पोटी कुराहरु चाहिँ त्यतिखेरदेखि सुरु गर्छ 4-5 महिना अगाडिदेखि.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.